What's up? It's your girl, CheyNaRey, and I have the one and only Nia Peeples on the phone. How are you doing, honey?
You know what? I'm doing so good right now.
Oh, I love it.
All the work is done, and I'm talking to you, and you are full of energy, so I'm happy.
Okay, so I'm just going to get right to it. When you were growing up, what was your passion, and are you living it right now?
Wow.
No.
Okay. Well, it depends on what stage of my growing up you're talking about. When I was very young, my passion was just staying away from people because I was so shy that I didn't want people to look at me or talk to me. I was
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, sick to my stomach shy. Just very self-conscious about everything. When, I finally pushed through that, my parents actually were so concerned about it. They thought I would never survive the world if I didn't learn how to stand up a little bit. And so they pushed me into certain things like choir, and they just pushed me into certain things. And through their pushing me to kind of step over that threshold of what I consider to be enormous pain, I discovered that there was a certain talent there. And then I learned how to hide in overachieving. So then I became an overachiever.
Oh, wow. Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you know what? The great side to that is that becoming an overachiever taught me that I can achieve anything I want to if I put my mind to it. The downside to that is, now what do you really want?
Exactly. Yes.
What is in there that you really, 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 really want? And it's been an interesting journey for me because I discovered so many various talents in there, and I stood there like on the brink of huge success in many different things and just went, I don't know if I want that label. And when I look back at everything that I've done in my career, I realized that the one thing that tied all of it together for me was inspiring people.
Oh, I love it.
You know, whether it was music or characters, it was really about that.
Okay, so what are some of the greatest lessons you've learned while in the industry?
The first one is you are incredibly unique. Your talent, your gift, your spirit, no one else can bring that in the business. And that's actually a statement I believe in life. But in terms of when you're auditioning for something and when you're laying yourself out there, no one can be you.
Ooh,
so be
powerful.
As boldly you as you can be.
Yes, that is so powerful.
Okay.
So powerful.
And another lesson that I learned that was really important is that just because you don't get something doesn't mean that you're not doing the right. You know, there are places and times that are yours to have, and have faith that your talent will bring that.
I watched you on Celebrity Wife Swap. And overall, how was your experience on the show?
You know what? It was an interesting experience, and overall, it was really good for us. And I knew I was kind of putting us in a position to be a little damaged because, it's a TV show, first and foremost. They try to be as honest as they can be, but it's a TV show, so if there's not enough drama, they got to create it.
Exactly.
So they'll take a little seed and turn it into a giant boulder if they need to. And you never know. I don't have final approval of that stuff, so I didn't know what they were going to choose to edit together. And when you take, it's like sound bites. You can take one little thing someone says, and suddenly that's all they believe. If you put it out just that little piece. But the reason that I decided to do it was kind of twofold. First of all, my first response was, no, I can't do reality shows. That's not what I do. But then I separated myself from that, and I realized that, hey, maybe there's something here for the family to learn. Maybe there's something that we can learn by separating from each other and living a different life. And we did. It was really good for us as a family. It made us appreciate each other that much more and see things from a different perspective in regard to each other and as a family. And then, the other reason that I did it was, honestly, I have been moving into the wellness arena for the last handful of years, and I thought, I've been on Pretty Little Liars now for 4 years, and I am playing a character that is so opposite who I am that it's starting to wear on me. I need to just kind of get out and be a little bit of Nia, and that's why I did it. So it was actually, it was brilliant for my whole family.
I love that. Now, if you could swap lives again, who would you swap with and why?
Someone who lives in the south of France and has a lot of money that would let me just, like, sit around the pool and drink Mai Tais or something.
That's what I'm talking
Ready for a
about.
vacation.
Yes, you and I are on the same page with that one. Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so you seem so enthralled when reopening that musical door on Wife Swap, which you stated, which then led to you putting out a single called If You Want Me to Stay. Now, how is that going for you? Can we expect an album, a tour?
Well, you know what? First of all, let me talk about that song to begin with. I was so kind of bummed that they didn't edit any of the music in. The whole show was about music, and they didn't let you hear any of it. Not just not mine, not Christopher's, not Tiffany's, and I think they just didn't want to deal with licensing or something. I'm sitting there with I've never met, and he's brought in chord structure and a title and a hook, and now I'm under the gun to sit there and come up with these lyrics. And it was profound for me because under that kind of pressure, I turned it out, and I realized, man, there's a gift here, and this is good. I did this. And what has happened since then with the music is I've contemplated. That's all I've done. But I do want to write some more. I just had another producer call me. So
You're like, I've contemplated.
I'm contemplating the music.
Now, Pretty Little Liars is coming back on. Woo! I'm so excited. I have tweets pouring in left and right with tons of questions. And one particular question is, who is A?
No, all I can tell you is I hope it's me. I would love it if it was Pam. How off the wall would that be?
Yes. Oh, my gosh.
I would love it. I can't tell you who it is, even if I knew. I don't think anybody knows who it is. I don't even think the writers know who it is. I think they make this stuff up as they go. I don't know.
Okay, but what can you tell us about the show this season, especially in regards to your character? What may or may not happen?
Pam is, she's a woman who really has things together, but, recently, in the first season, she sort of cracked a little bit because her beliefs, she realized her beliefs weren't right. She didn't know what was right, but she knew hers weren't right. So she had to deal with that, and that began an evolution for her where she opened up to some other possibilities. That was a nice evolution for her. Now she's being confronted with some other things where Emily is concerned, and she is not able to deliver the things that she believes she should be able to deliver as a mom to her daughter. And it really lays her out because what else is she? Yeah, she's got a part-time job at the police department, but first and foremost, she's a stay-at-home mom. So when she's unable to deliver what she needs to deliver for her daughter, what has she done right? So she's really, really dealing with some deep stuff, especially in 408.
Oh, I love juicy storylines.
It's me too. I love it when I get it.
Now, do you feel that any of the characters that you've played throughout the years coincide with your lifestyle now?
You know what? That is a great question because a lot of times people will ask me, what was your favorite role? And it's tough. That's a little bit of a tough question because I learn so much from every role that I play. I really discover much more about my own humanity by playing other characters. But once in a while, you get a role that kind of meets you where you are in your life at that time, and it becomes that much more powerful. And that one really was Nicole from Fame.
Oh, wow.
When I played Nicole on Fame, she was an aspiring actress, singer, dancer, and that's exactly what I was at that time. So I was living my own story out on TV to a certain degree, yeah.
Your online talk show called More Than Skin Deep launches August 1st. Congratulations. How fun. Now, what information can we expect to gain from your show?
Well, look, we're calling it a talk show, but really what it is it's a live hangout.
Okay. I like that better, actually.
Yes. And so what that means is you sign on, and you get to watch me and listen to me talk to various experts or friends or celebrity friends about beauty and what beauty really is. And you get to, in real time, type in your questions, and we'll say your name, and we ask your question and answer them right there. I wanted to begin this, and it's called More Than Skin Deep, the New Philosophy of Beauty. Because I have a 15-year-old daughter. She and her friends watch me play mom to a beautiful and perfect teenager on Pretty Little Liars in Rosewood, where all the teens are beautiful. Then they look at themselves and go, wow, they don't have pimples, I have pimples. Wow, they don't have weight issues, I feel like I do. Wow, they're all so perfectly styled and I can't get myself out of bed in time to put my PE clothes on for period PE. So the self-esteem issues begin really, really early on. And I thought we need to open up a conversation, and not just for teens, but for adults, and in particular for women.
Definitely,
because now, it starts there. Like, we become very aware of what society says is beautiful. That is not an empowering view, not at all. Why does the conversation about beauty, have to be debilitating? It isn't. It needs to be empowering. And I think even the girls on Pretty Little Liars, they all have stories. Shay will tell you straight up, hey, the girls made fun of me because I was too tall. Hey, they made fun of me because my hair was dark and long. They made fun of me, and I was always kept out. Every single one of those girls has stories like that. And you cannot be fooled by how they look and how they are portrayed on television. Like on Pretty Little Liars, they try to, they allow me, they don't help me with the light, because they are concerned that I look too young. So they allow me to look older, and they help that out with lighting and shadowing. And, I have rules like Nia, you can never see Nia's arms. Her hair always has to be pulled back.
Wow.
Yeah, because I look too young. I mean, if you look at how I looked on Wife Swap, that's me.
Girl, you look great, too.
Well, I have a younger feel. I have a younger sense to myself than Pam does. But I know this. But even that, looking at Pretty Little Liars depresses me. I mean, looking at myself on Pretty Little Liars can make me feel bad about myself. And you're talking about someone who knows this. I grew up knowing about lighting and the magic of television. And so for people who don't know that, how are they feeling?
Exactly.
It is a ridiculous standard and an impossible standard. And so I wanted to open up the conversation. That's why I'm starting this series called More Than Skin Deep, The New Philosophy of Beauty. So I'm excited about this. This conversation needs to be had. It really does.
It definitely does. Now, have you considered doing workshops, traveling around and spreading the word as well?
I would love to. What I want to do is I want to start this whole thing out with conversations this way. And the reason I want to do that is I think that people's questions are invaluable. And so the more people we have come on and ask these questions, the more we know what to put in the book.
Exactly.
I want to write a book, and I want those questions to be answered in that book. We can create the workbook and the workshops around that sort of thing. So that's why we're starting this conversation.
I totally agree with you. This is going to be an amazing experience. I can't wait to join the ride. And another thing is, what beauty tip do you religiously live by? Like, what's one of them?
Drink water.
Oh, okay.
Drink a lot of water. And I think, here's what I think in terms of, like, how you get it done. Like, if you want a takeaway, it's what you're born with, how you feed it, and how you treat it.
And then last but not least, what is still on your bucket list? I feel like you've done so much, but what could possibly be left?
You know what I would love to do? Well, actually, are you kidding? Actually, I have a lot of things on my bucket list.
Okay, let's hear them.
I would love to do comedy.
Really?
Yeah, a question that comes in a lot off of Twitter is, who's the funniest person on set? And anyone will tell you it's me.
Okay.
It's a little evil, it's a little wicked humor, but it's humor. So I would like to do some kind of comedy. I would like to direct something else. Like, I've directed a couple times, but I'd like to direct one thing that I really believe in. And the big thing for me right now is this More Than Skin Deep and Elements of Life. It is spreading the word about women's beauty and where to find it, and understanding that it is there and that there is an empowering way to look at beauty.
I need to write my bucket list. I need to get it together.
It keeps growing. It just keeps growing.
I need to get it together. Well, it was such a pleasure having you today. Thank you so much.
I absolutely appreciate you guys, and I appreciate all the fans that stay tuned in there. And make sure you come on to Facebook and sign up there.
Woohoo!
Or niaselementsoflife.com. You can go there and sign up for the newsletter as well. And we'll keep you posted on these hangouts to let you know who's coming on.
And we are out.
Hey, it's Nia Peeples, and I'm hanging with my girl, CheyNaRey.
Smooches, heifer.